Okay. Sorry. A delay today. I always underestimate how long it'll take me to get all my crap set up here. I need to just start streaming this at a regular time instead of just bouncing around to whenever I've got a few hours spot on my schedule. Because it's not like I've got a real schedule to speak of. There's just always something else that comes up. Right, so last time we were here, if I recall correctly, we had defeated the Kobold's Primal Titan and finished our business with the Company of Heroes, who I hate and who I will not talk about anymore because of how much I hate them and how much it makes me an unpleasant person to listen to. We are now, having returned to the Waking Sands, and discovered that a massacre took place there while we were busy. We are now carrying on an investigation against the Ixal's Primal Garuda, all on our own, backed up by Alphino, who is turning out to be more useful than initially anticipated, with what a goofy little snot he was the first few times he showed up. And backed up by legendary Garlean expatriate Sid, the Grandmaster Engineer, who has furnished Eorzea with airship technology. Sid is helping us look specifically for the ruins of the Enterprise, his airship that was crashed in the Seventh Umbral Calamity years ago. And that brings us to the nation of Ishgard, where all of the snotty Catholic elves don't want to help us because they got their own problems with their 1,000-year-long war against the dragons. But there is one elf who is extremely helpful. One who saw us and was like, "You're a hero? I love heroes. Why don't you be my hero? Why don't you hang around in my office here and just stand in front of the fireplace and flex for me? Why don't I pay some of my soldiers to oil up your muscles so that you will glisten in the firelight?" That's Haurchefant. He's a good guy, but he wants the Warrior of Light bad, and that's pretty much the status quo right now. So let me double check a couple of things here. Edit the stream title real quick. And ahoy, Bahamut, my most loyal viewer. Alright. Before I kick off New Game Plus, let's give my retainers their assignments, because you can't interact with retainers while you're New Game Plussing. And this is compelling gameplay. So this is what I mean about getting started earlier. I'm sorry. Normally I would have taken care of this before I started broadcasting, but oh well. Ooh, venture coppers. What do we got? And sweet, my black die sold. Dark purple dye. You are not urgent to sell right now. Alright. We are a warrior. We're wielding the axe that we have made from the bones of Titan. We are returning to Ishgard. Why am I going over there? Okay, I suppose I should actually enter New Game Plus mode. That would be helpful. A Realm Reborn Part 4. With the hard-won aid of the Company of Heroes, the adventurer succeeds in vanquishing Titan, the Lord of Crags. Though she arrives too late to aid in the battle, Y'shtola chances to discover that the Garlean Empire is in league with the Ascians, an unsettling revelation that serves to compound the intrigue. That was what we got up to last time. But we are a little bit further on than that. Visit my good buddy, Haurchefant Greystone, who's like, is your axe the only thing that's huge? Like, yeah, my dick's real small. Leave me alone. Sorry I brought my chocobo to shit all over your bearskin rug. The final flight of the Enterprise. Lord Haurchefant would like to introduce you to his witness. The man with knowledge of the Enterprise awaits you outside. I pray his information proves useful to you. Cool beans. How quickly the commoners' opinions change. They say Lord Franzel is innocent now, but just a few days prior. Anyway, you were seen with us several days before the calamity, yes? Well, it so happens that I was monitoring the night sky at the observatorium during that period. I recall that a small vessel came from the direction of Gridania and landed near the Stone Vigil in the far northwest. The garrison almost certainly seized the vessel and brought it within their walls. If so, then you would need an army of knights to have any hope of securing it. Lord Haurchefant is, from all indications, quite fond of you, so mayhap he can lend you a few? In any case, I have done my part. I shall pray for your success, friend. Okay. Didn't seem especially friendly, but thanks. Oh, so you've at last located the Enterprise. I believe congratulations are in order. The Stone Vigil. Ah, perhaps I spoke too soon. The outpost has been held by the dragons for years, and all access is restricted by decree of House Durandare. I will write a letter to Lord Drelimon of Whitebrim Front and request that he grant you permission to enter. That said, I fear my influence alone will not suffice, so I suggest that you request Lord Franzel do the same. Now that your business in Camp Dragonhead is concluded, I suspect we may not meet again for some time. I wish you well in your journeys, Siege. May Helone guide you. Let me... Okay, I still have random mounts set up. Cool. Looks like there are a lot of people doing this this segment of the main story quest today on Sargatanis server. So that's cool. It's always, I don't know, it always makes me happy to see people going through old parts of the main story quest, just as a reminder that the server isn't 100% populated by veterans. Wonderful to see you again, Siege. If there's anything I can do to repay you, name it. So the airship you seek is likely inside the Stone Vigil. It shames me to say that it too was once an outpost held by House Helenar. In the chaos that followed the calamity, the Dravanian hordes caught us unawares. The fiends have held the outpost ever since. As we lack the strength of arms to retake the Stone Vigil, House Durandare instead has been charged with the duty. Given that, I doubt that my words will carry much weight with Lord Drillimond. Nevertheless, I will write you your letter. Before you depart, a word of caution. The cravens who attempted to destroy House Helenar have yet to be unmasked. Though their plans were foiled, they doubtless still harbor great hatred towards us, and towards you now as well. Yep, I'm used to haters hating, because I'm so fabulous. Alright, Festus Way is up and around. Because I have never been to White Brim Front before. Holy shit, big weird crocodiles with faces that split open. Da, 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 da. I don't feel like going through the gate. What's up, buddy? You desire an audience with Lord Drillimond? Do you? Ha! I desire a night in a warm bed with my wife, but wishing won't make it so. Listen, man. I got a bunch of fancy boys who are backing me up. And some of them can fight. What do we have here? Letters from Lord Haurchefant and Francel, is it? Likely... Oh, you're serious. Huh. What to do, what to do. Ye of little faith. Sir Brunadier seems ill-inclined to help you. Your timing could not have been worse, traveler. Lord Drillimond's attentions are focused solely on the Stone Vigil at present. In any case, it is not my responsibility to escort visitors. Take your letters and show them to Sir Albois. Yes, Sir Albois can surely accommodate you. Seek her in the storeroom on the opposite side of the yard. Yeah. Free Ishard. These guys... It's... I don't know, it's a big part of why Heavensward is my favorite expansion, just the complete 180 that it manages to make me do about the people of Ishgard. Just by the end, Ishgard is very much Siege's home. Which is why I've got my, it's like the, you know, my house in Ul'dah is a community center for the Alamegan refugee population, and the Free Company house is cool, but nobody lives there. And Siege certainly doesn't live in the Chowder Sluice, but my little apartment in Ishgard is clearly where he retreats to actually do his living, his downtime in between adventuring. Anyway, Sir Brunadier bade you speak with me, did he? I know not why he presumed I would be in a better position to help, but I assure you that he's mistaken. Lord Drillimond hasn't the time to spend speaking with low-ranking knights such as I. However, he always has a moment to spare for head chirurgeon Estidian. Why not visit the infirmary upstairs and show your letter to him? That is unfortunately true. That's why he put the big shark mouth on the pot in order to. It's like the spikes that you put down to keep birds from roosting. It's to stop himself from just passing out draped over the chowder cauldron. Are you here to visit a patient, sir? What's this? Letters of introduction from Haurchefant and Helena. With documents such as these, you needn't seek an escort. Pray proceed to the barracks and speak with Sir Goudenot. He should know Lord Drillemont's current whereabouts. Make me speak to as many people with difficult-to-pronounce French elf names as possible, please. If the Enterprise is indeed inside the Stone Vigil, then we must convince Lord Drillemont to cooperate. I could just make a joke out of giving them all bullshit, bogus siege pronunciations. Howdy do, Lord Drillemount. I'm coming for your heretics. What's up, guy whose name sounds like a particularly foul kind of cheese? What reason have you for barging into... Oh, I see. Well, you're in luck. Lord Drillemont is just up these stairs. Letters or no, though, I would not expect much. House Durandare as a whole does not hold it. You'd best state your intentions quickly and succinctly. Show proper respect, and it shall be returned in kind. Okie dokie, gooder nukes. Sir Goudenot permitted you passage. Very well, speak. You wish to brave a ruined outpost filled with scalekin to secure an airship that may not be there. Are you an avatar of the Fury herself? We are the scions of the Seventh Dawn, Lord Drillemont. You know our name and you know our deeds. We're come to Kurthus to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end we seek the Enterprise, the airship of Master Sidnan Garland, who stands before you now. Master Garland, you're alive? But that's impossible. Indeed it is, my lord. Do not be deceived by their honeyed words. These foreigners are not to be trusted. At this critical moment in Ishgardian history, as House Durandare marshals its forces to retake the Stone Vigil, who should appear in White Brim front but three mysterious strangers? Sid Garland, missing and presumed dead since before the Calamity, and two scions of the Seventh Dawn, a defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. The lesser houses may have been duped by these grandiose lies, but I should hope that House Durandare would have greater sense. I know not why these three seek the Stone Vigil, but I know that we cannot permit them to pass. Thank you for your counsel, Inquisitor. For a moment I nearly believed this mummer's farce. You three will not enter the outpost until we have reclaimed it, and until you declare your true intentions as well. It could be moons before House Durandare purges the dragons from the Stone Vigil. We can't afford to wait that long. Sid, Siege, we must do whatever it takes to earn Lord Drillemont's trust. Understood? All while the Inquisitor is just standing there listening. Yep. Despite the fact that Drillemont is kind of a tool right now, he turns out to be a bro at a later time. So I will not shit on him too aggressively. We're being deceived. So, let's talk to the cook. Maybe the cook knows some stuff. Maybe the cook was part of a six-part branching story interlude that has since been cut, but still gets some lines. Factual folklore. Haurchefant is eyeing you with interest. You the lad responsible for that commotion upstairs? Aye, word travels fast in Whitebrim front. I gather you still wish to change Lord Drillemon's mind? If there's one thing I've learned about the man in my time here, it's that he listens to and respects the opinions of those under his command. Went over the barracks, and he's sure to take notice. How, you ask? That's easy. Serve the poor souls decent fare for a change. The last few supply shipments contain no meat whatsoever, and the knights are rightfully beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steaks using mud puppy tail meat. It wouldn't be a quality meal, this is true, but it'd be a damn sight better than nothing. If you'd mind to lend a hand, why not await a lurking mud puppy in Danafen Pass? And take this bottle of vinegar. Locals say it weakens mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying their skin. Oh, yes. I'm sure I would love to feed all of you something that has mucus glands. Ride my angry bird. I got a copyright strike on stream number 5 because of some of the music for one of my mounts. Like not a you know, not a disciplinary action, but you can't monetize this stream because there's copyrighted music strike. So maybe I shouldn't use the mount roulette, because I don't know which song specifically Square Enix is pissy about. What up, spotted mud puppy? Won't even use that vinegar. Gonna drink it whole. Yeah. Chug that vinegar. Oh, it's been automatically replaced with mud puppy tail meat. Okay. And this mount shows that I spent way too much time in Eureka. I don't recall using the car, but the car only plays one song. So it's no more likely to have triggered it than pretty much anything else, and it's not like it plays the cover of "Stand by Me" from the opening. It just plays the Hammerhead music. It didn't work, did it? I thought it was an idiotic idea. What the hell are you talking about, man? I killed a big-ass mud puppy. Oh dear. Remind me to never wander near mud puppy spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Anyway, this should only take a moment. I'll just need to do this, and voila! Never seen a man cook steaks that fast, have you? Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights here and up above. Like, yeah, those are rare. Haha. Enjoy your booger steaks, my friend. You there, lad. Don't think I didn't see you and the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself perfectly clear. If you wish to us with a steak, it would be my pleasure to oblige you. Ha ha! Ha ha ha! Yes, yes! I feel invigorated, refreshed, as if I had the strength of 10 men, and their wits besides. I should have no trouble concocting a new reason to refrain from sentry duty. High quality dude there. Good luck with your life. NPC I'll never speak to again. We'll have at least to receive a hearty meal before we march off to die in this godforsaken waste. Is that a fresh cooked steak? Halone's blessings upon you, my friend. Mud puppy meat or no, it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. Ever we must train to maintain our skill at arms. Yet never are we to receive proper sustenance. Eat this fucking steak. Eat it now. Just hand him a chunk of sizzling meat, bare hand. You're a godsend, my friend. Too few appreciate that House Durandare must do more than its fair share for the sake of Isgard. To see everyone in such high spirits. Amazing what good food can do for morale, eh? Ah, but I've forgotten about the hard-working chirurgeons at the infirmary. So rarely do they take their meals here in the hall. Mind taking the steak to Sonoda? She's doubtless so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she's neglected to attend to her own. Where's she at? I'm coming! I'm bringing steaks out of the way! Steak delivery! Smash! Excuse me. Oh, I've got the berserker aura around me. That's great. I wish there was an easier way to dump that when I'm done berserkering. That it didn't surround you by an aura of rage whenever you have like even 10 points in it. But yeah, whatever. Beg your pardon, sir, but I'm busy attending to this man. I'll be with you. Have your steak. Eat it. Just grab the back of her head and shove it in her mouth. There, I'm delivering you nutrition. Is that? Come to think of it, it has been quite a while since I last ate. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a nibble. Oh my, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll eat the rest right away. That's right. That's right, I'm helpful. Yeah. The best intentions. Sid would like to furnish the infirmary with a new alembic. Might I have a word with you, Siege? It concerns the chirurgeons. After speaking with them earlier, I learned that they lack sufficient alembics for their needs, you see. So I used some of their broken equipment to craft a more advanced alembic, both as a gesture of goodwill and as a means to help me recover my memories, since working with my hands kindles familiar feelings. All I require to complete the device are the cores of 3 ice sprites. Though commonly used to reduce the temperatures of alchemical mixtures, there's a way to alter their properties so that they draw the cold within rather than radiate it without. It must sound ridiculous to you, impossible even, yet somehow I know it will work. Oh, my little dragon buddy, Iltome. Which exit is the one that goes to where I want to go? Okay. Excuse me, ice sprite? Do you have a permit to be ice spriting in this area? Nope. Ice sprite! You are my ice sprite now. This dinosaur mount has been popular this run. Roulette seems to like putting me on my T-Rex. So I'll ride him into the hospital. Hurrah! Excuse me. Pardon me. Nope, so sorry. Have you obtained the cores? If so, please show them to me. What an amazing device. But is it truly an alembic, sir? I've never seen its like before. I too am unsure what to make of this machine. While certainly impressive, I have no idea how to make use of it. Nevertheless, if it is as effective as he claims, it'll be a great boon to the infirmary. Think of the medicines we could create, the lives we could save. Even so, I wonder. Worthy the kindly stranger, bearer of gifts wondrous and strange, for his generosity comes at a cost. Their earnest efforts are but a means to an as yet unknown end. Moreover, you should be wary of associating with individuals who've interfered with the questioning of a suspected heretic. They did what? Bless you, Inquisitor, for coming along when you did. We almost succumbed to the temptations proffered by these unbelievers. Why does that man detest us so? Is it all because we interrupted Lord Francel's trial? Whatever his reasons, he clearly means to oppose us at every turn. Influencing Inquisitors. Citizen Inquisitor Guillaume. Gilliam. Inquisitor G. Before we can proceed, Lord Drillemont, to help us, it seems we must convince Inquisitor Guillaume that we are not his enemy. But just how might we go about doing that? We know little and less about the good Inquisitor, despite him being such a prominent figure in Coerthas. Perhaps we should learn more by speaking with the people of the front. Share your findings with Alphino in the square. I'm sure he can formulate a strategy from there. But I don't want to formulate strategies. I want to release my berserker rage. Inquisitor Guillaume. Yes, of course, I know of him. Alas, I've not seen him since the day he came to Whiteburn Front several moons ago. My memory is somewhat muddled, but I recall that a blizzard nearly buried us in snow that day, and I had the ill fortune of being assigned to the night's watch. While the stronghold slept, we walked the walls and patrolled the exterior in a darkness black as pitch. My route took me outside the eastern gate at one point, where I caught sight of a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city. Thinking it was a wayward traveler, I cried out and gave chase, but slipped and took a terrible fall. When I woke, it was days later in this very bed, where I've lain recuperating from my injuries ever since. I tried to rescue him, but in the end, Inquisitor Guillaume rescued me, carrying my unconscious body to the gates. I owe him my life, sir, and I hope to one day repay his kindness. And, I guess we got somebody upstairs to talk to. Or we got somebody downstairs to talk to. That's right. I remember the first time I did this, I forgot that that door existed, and I spent like 40 minutes looking for this. Inquisitor Guillaume. I haven't the foggiest of whom you speak, unbeliever. Aye, we've learned of your deeds at Witch Drop. I'll not be party to whatever dastardly scheme you've hatched against the Inquisitor. Away with you! Okay, well, thanks for being cool. I'll remember that when it's time to save your city and end your 1,000-year war. No, I won't. Ah, we're cool. Ha ha. Under Inquisitor Guillaume's watchful gaze, unprecedented numbers of heretics have been unmasked and brought to justice. They say he goes days without sleep, so great is his devotion. Blessed are we to have such a goodly, righteous man to protect us. What's up, Chef Buddy? The Holy See has decreed that the Inquisitors are the arbiters of Haldone's will. They're to be afforded every courtesy and the utmost respect. What's up, Wiener Kid? I got some intel for you. Yeah, maybe put on some real clothes, my dude. In case you have yet to notice, my attire is ill-suited to this climate. I realized it soon after our arrival, but paid it no mind, as I had hoped we might find the Enterprise far faster. Instead, we've wasted far too much time meddling in local affairs. Never mind. Our journey is almost at an end. All that remains is to deal with this irksome Inquisitor. Sid tells me you've been busy making inquiries, yes? It should come as no surprise that he's held in high regard. Even so, I am beginning to suspect he has other reasons for hindering us now. Let us more closely review the testimonials you retained, Siege. Mayhap they will provide insight into Inquisitor Guillem's motivations. By the lights of Ishgard, Alphino appears to be in deep thought. Something troubles me about that Wounded Knight's account. He claims he fell chasing a figure in the darkness that he saw outside the eastern gate, yes? But the main road leads to the southwestern gate. Since we've arrived at Whitebrim Front, I've seen no travelers arrive by the eastern gate. Moreover, he said he glimpsed a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city, which would imply that the Inquisitor came from north of the eastern gate, not south. But it cannot be so. That way lays naught but a deep chasm. Assuming Sir J is not misremembering, the Inquisitor's behavior that night makes absolutely no sense, at least to me. Mayhap retracing his steps will shed light on this mystery. Ride my Titan horse to justice and victory. What's supposed to be the path down here? Screw it. I'll figure it out from... Okay, so I should have come out the front gate and around the side. Okay, cool. Holy giant dead dragon. The air begins to crackle with ethereal energies. Ooh. Alright, come and get me. Oh, a dead guy. How spooky. Good luck to you, little baby paladin. My only worry about running all this old content with a level 90 character is that some newbie might see me and not notice my level and just be like, damn, why is that guy so much more effective than me? I must suck. I don't want to give anybody a crisis of confidence. You found something, didn't you? Well, don't keep me waiting in suspense. Let's see it. Found a dead guy. Big old dead guy. Big old dead frozen guy. Big old dead frozen guy, and he made a bunch of lightning monsters appear. I don't know what the deal was with the lightning monsters. Anyway. Given the contents of this encyclical, I believe you've just made the acquaintance of the real Inquisitor Guillen. Newly come to Kurthus and murdered on the day of his arrival. Yes, it would have been a simple thing to assume his identity, for even if he were to behave oddly, who would dare question the wisdom of a papal appointment? Still, while this is incontrovertible proof that the Inquisitor is an impostor, we have yet to discern his true identity, or why he's decided to oppose us. We must proceed quickly, Siege, before he learns that his deception has been discovered. Blood for blood. Alphino is determined to discover Inquisitor Guillem's true identity. Since Lord Trillemont has already been turned against us, I fear that this encyclical alone will not serve to convince him of our claims. But what might persuade a man so quick to disregard the endorsements of two high houses? The cook did say that the Lord listens to and respects the opinions of his knights. If a certain knight were to provide testimony that supports our claim, yes, mayhap that is the only way left to us. Confront Sir Jay with the evidence you discovered and see if it helps him to recall the truth of that night. As a man of faith, he may find it difficult to cope with such a horrifying revelation. Nevertheless, we must do everything within our power to secure the Enterprise. And I remember this also used to be like 6 extra parts that got trimmed out. Sir Jay, I'm surrounded by even more of an aura of rage. Oh, you've returned. Is there something else you wanted to ask? Wanted to ask about the dead body that used to be the Inquisitor. What the hell, man? Are you part of this conspiracy? Ugh! The Inquisitor is an imposter. Don't be preposterous. That couldn't possibly be true. He's a paragon of virtue, a dedicated servant of the Fury. You would have it's all a lie? If you're so certain that your ludicrous story is true, then go and speak with Sir Prunilla. She was at the Eastern Gate that night, and she helped the Inquisitor carry me here, but I will never speak against the man who saved my life. Alright, cool. You are clearly no longer useful to me. Sir Prunilla, how do you do? You? I do not believe I know you, sir. You in the habit of handing bloody documents to strangers? Why would you show me such a dreadful thing? I know naught of it. Not at all. Oop. I got to emote. I think you're full of shit. And furthermore, your chainmail elf ears are kind of funny. No, don't you? Fury take me, I prayed this day would come. When Sir Jay gave chase, I followed close behind. He didn't fall. One of those Dravanian abominations lashed out at him, nearly killed him right then and there. I drew my sword and rushed to his side, straining to see the enemy, but what came from the dark was not a beast, but a voice. He knew things about me, about my family, secrets I'd never told another. He said that if I kept his confidence, Sir Jay and I would be spared. That if I defied him, everyone I loved would suffer unimaginable horrors before they died. When at last I agreed to his terms, the man came forward. His robes marked him as an inquisitor, but I knew him to be false. Together we carried Sir Jay to the infirmary, and on his first night in Whiteburn Front, Inquisitor Guillen was heralded as a hero. Soon after came the accusations. Countless men and women of good moral standing seized whilst in the position of draconian rosaries. As I feared he was condemning the innocent to death, I wanted to confess to Lord Drillemont. Wanted to put an end to the madness, but then I would remember the Inquisitor's threats, and so I did nothing until Lord Francel was accused. Some time ago I followed the Inquisitor and found that he kept draconian rosaries in a chest hidden southeast of Whiterim Front. So I took several from his chest and planted them in shipments bound for Skyfire locks, as I hoped they were discovered and considered evidence of a conspiracy against House Helenon, thus exonerating Lord Francel and casting doubt on the other recent trials. And that's the entire truth, I swear. Helone, forgive me for not acting sooner. Okie dokie. Where am I going now? Looks like I am... there we go. Investigating the snow mound. A suspicious box? Holy crap! That is suspicious. Don't mind me, I'm just riding my wagadoo murder horse. It's got a carapace and a huge spike, but it's friendly, I promise. Stupid elves all live in towers. Why do you persist in this folly? I will not grant you three access to the Stone Vigil. Do not make me repeat myself. Your Inquisitor is fake. Fake as hell. It better be a very good explanation for why you were carrying these rosaries. And where did you find this papal encyclical? Here you take me, the Inquisitor is a heretic? Never before have I heard such an unbelievable tale, but this evidence in your testimony could have no other explanation. I've misjudged you and your friend Siege, and for that I deeply apologize. I'll permit you to enter the outpost, but first, I must needs beg your assistance. Help me and my knights bring this infernal impostor to justice. Hell yes. The heretic among us. Lord Drillemont requires your assistance in bringing the heretic masquerading as Inquisitor Guillaume to justice. That thrice-damned heretic has murdered countless innocents, made a mockery of our laws. Hell's take him and his Dervanian allies. I'm told he makes for Snowcloak even now, intending to pass judgment upon yet another poor soul whom he has branded a heretic. If we hurry, there may still be time to prevent further tragedy. Lend me your strength, Siege. Together let us put an end to this impostor's heresy once and for all. On it! Ride the Titan horse to your route. Sorry, guys standing by a tree, but I'm busy. Rooting out heresy. Good to have you with us, sir. When Lord Drillemont arrives, we're to confront the Inquisitor. If he refuses to go quietly, we'll need to use force. Are you prepared for that eventuality? Look at me! I am literally shimmering with incandescent rage. I am so pissed off that it has turned into a blazing aura that surrounds my body and infuses my huge axe made from the bones of a dead god. Do you think I'm pissed enough to fight? Yeah, buddy. Yeah! You needn't tremble so, my child. The righteous shall enjoy everlasting peace in Halone's halls. Only the wicked. But why? Why must I die? By all that's holy, I swear to you, I have never questioned the teachings of Halone. Inquisitor, release the maid and come with us. My Lord Drillemont, what's the meaning of this interruption? You're aware that I'm at present conducting an interrogation, are you not? Silence, villain! I name thee heretic, murderer of Inquisitor Guillaume, and countless innocents. You're a traitor to Ishgard, to your own kith and kin. Your sins are beyond measure, beyond redemption. What? Me? Ha ha ha! Grave allegations indeed, but you'll find your logic is flawed. How can I betray that to which I owe no allegiance? No, Lord Drillemont, my conscience is quite clear, I assure you. I wonder, can you say the same? You whose hands are black with the blood of those whose only sin was to question your nation's crazed crusade? You speak to me of Ishgardian innocence. All are complicit in these crimes, for all lived their lives by the Archbishop's lies. But I know you will not hear me, deafened by dogma as you are. If you desire retribution, Lord Drillemont, then come. Let us see how Ishgardian steel fares against Dravanian fang and claw. I don't have any Ishgardian steel, but I have this big stone axe. How do you like that? That's right, look at me. Ignore Drillemont. Motherfucker just give me virus? How dare you, sir? Got incoming from other directions. Come, my brothers, grant me strength to smite our enemies. Oh no! This guy's a medium-sized dragon. Oh no! A dragon stands before you, yet still you do not flee? Oh, we got a wyvern attacking my bros. Excuse me, sir. But this will not do. Alright, somebody else got the death blow while I was dealing with ads. That's okay. My glamour's dispelled. See, it's not clear at this point in the story, like, was he using, you know, the secret drinking dragon blood technique to turn into a dragon, or is he saying that was just an illusionary dragon? Like, what's the deal? I don't know. I feel like they didn't really have a clear idea of what the heretics were up to at this point in the story, and then kind of zeroed in on some stuff that contradicts it later. Your plans lie in ruin, heretic. Choose your words wisely. for they'll be your last. Hell yeah. You may not recall the many Ishgardians I've sentenced, but the families of the dead will never forget. Blood has been repaid with blood, and for that I'm content. My only regret is that you yet live. But your end is nigh, foreigner. The dragons within the stone vigil will tear you asunder. And when you're dead, Whitebrim Front shall fall. Ah! And defiant to the last, leave the body for the crows. His ilk deserve not better. Siege, I must apologize for involving you in this sordid business. You should never have been asked to intervene in Ishgardian affairs of state. Rest assured, I have not forgotten the matter which first brought you into our midst. It's past time that you were reunited with your airship. But this is not the place to discuss such matters. Pray visit me at Whitebrim Front and bring your associates. Yeah, like the implication is that that guy was probably involved in Ysael's faction, and I don't think she would have approved of his tactics. Ride my elephant across the Alps. Every time I'm in this part of Kurthus, I feel compelled to go and double check that the behemoth isn't live. But I'm involved in enough world boss link shells that somebody would have mentioned it. Where have you been, Siege? Oh, the false Inquisitor has been slain, has he? Yes, well, this was a tale always like to end in bloodshed. Though you've overcome the latest in a long line of unfortunate impediments, I would ask you not to revel in your victory just yet. We can celebrate once we've secured the Enterprise. Well, thanks for being a party pooper there, buddy. I was starting to feel good about myself, but you made sure to bring me back down. Good job, Alphino. Way to lead. In pursuit of the past, Alphino is eager to enter the Stone Vigil. As I'm sure you'll agree, it's past time we entered the Stone Vigil. Pay Lord Drillimond a visit and remind him of his obligation to us. Sid and I will follow on. Out of the way, coming through. I got urgent business to talk about with your boss. We owe you all a great debt of gratitude. Had it not been for you, the heretic masquerading as Inquisitor Guillaume would still be among us, free to prey upon the innocent. I see now that I was a fool to dismiss your claims out of hand. But you must understand, it seemed too much to hope that the signs of the Seventh Dawn still lived, to say nothing of Master Garland. Never have I been happier to be proven wrong. Well, it is gratifying to know that someone has derived a measure of enjoyment from your error. Now, if you have no further objections, we would appreciate it if you would permit us to enter the Stone Vigil and retrieve our airship. Yes, of course. It's the very least I can do, given all that you've done for us. But entering the outpost is the least of your concerns, I fear. You speak of the Dravanians that now hold the ruin? I will fuck those dragons up, buddy. Don't you even worry about it. In part, yes. I should explain. Shortly after you first arrived, I had my men scour the old records. They confirmed an abandoned airship had been seized by the soldiers garrisoned at the Stone Vigil in the days following the calamity. As far as we've been able to ascertain, it was still in their custody when the outpost was overrun by the dragons. Whether it was damaged or destroyed during the battle, I cannot say, nor can I give you any assurances that it has not been removed in the intervening years. For far too long, the ruin has served as a Dravanian foothold in Kurthus, from which they've struck out at us with depressing regularity. Though we have pushed them back behind the walls, we have as yet been unable to drive them out, and I cannot say when the situation will change. Or how it will change. Forgive me, Lord Drillimont, but there's no guarantee that you'll prevail. In any event, we have not the time to wait. We'll secure our property without Ishgardian aid. I see. Well, that may be for the best. I'll inform Sir Nathalain of your impending visit. May Helone guide you, scions. Yep. I mean, I am a grade A, top-notch monster killer. Might as well take advantage of my skills while I'm still friendly to you. Wait to get more troops, or you could send one player character. No, I was singing to that gold saucer music. Did somebody die fighting this guy? Ah, probably. That sucks. So I swear I saw him at lower health when I rode into the area. Oh well. Hail, Siege! Lord Drillimont has appraised me of the situation. You may enter the Stone Vigil whensoever you will. I will right now. Alright, my scions. Give myself just a little drink. Oh, jump scares. Alright, scions. Good to see you all survived the massacre. And now I lead you into battle against like 100 dragons. So, yeah, good luck. Don't die. Also, it would be cool if some of you would learn to use AoEs. But I get that that's a limitation of your AI, so I'll cope. It's just kind of sad that I, as the tank, am dealing like half the damage in this encounter. Oh. Nothing in there. Anything in there? Build up some juice. Nothing? Come on. Oh, let me check something. Oh. I did not realize that Vengeance also had an actual defensive component. I thought it was just retaliatory damage. Well, I should have been using that more effectively, but I will from now on. Build a full stack of Berserk juice for the... Cool. Ahoy! And welcome to the Stone Vigil, where we are slowly chewing our way through a bunch of very small dragons. Could these dragons have been friends in another timeline? Yes, probably. But for now, they are fodder for my axe. And we will feel vaguely melancholy about that at a later time in the main story. This guy's name is Shudo, and that's pretty funny. Chudo. The Chudo. Haha, got him. Don't got him. I'm very lazy about using my mitigation in in trust dungeons because I don't care if I waste my healer's resources. Well, that sure was a fight. Thanks, guy. Good luck in hell. Or actually, good luck just reconstituting yourself in 20 minutes because I didn't pluck out your eyeballs and crush them. I don't know what the rules are for small dragons. I don't know if draconic immortality only really kicks in once they get big or what. But I think it would be kind of funny if all these guys, just as soon as I left, were like, well, what the hell was that all about? Treasure! Ooh. There's Guardian Steel Ingot. I don't know what that's for. Let's look it up. A fancy chair. Woohoo! I'm gonna make that. Oh. All this other Ishgardian crap. Okay, cool. I might have to farm me some of those, actually. Avoided it and just let all my NPCs get nuked. They're all just like, you're the worst boss. Why do we work for you? You're a jerk. You think it's funny when we get set on fire by dragons. I could offer the counter argument. It is funny. Haha. If you don't want us to be set on fire by dragons, next time you be the hero. Ah, did it again. Can I just say I love new radial overpower so much better than old cone overpower. Enough so that every time I use it, I'm just like, hey, neat. It never gets old. Alright. More ice sprites. Vengeance for our fallen brothers. They didn't even use that alembic. Sturdy-ass little ice sprite. That was their champion. The Ice Sprite Village's strongest warrior. I salute you. So while I'm at it, there's a couple of my other mitigation buttons that I don't remember what secondary effects they have. Okay, so that's just a heal and an HP buff. That's retaliatory damage and a defense buff. And then I haven't got anything else at this level, so don't worry about it. And then the roll stuff that I know how it works. It's a rampart, reprisal, and arm's length. Okay, cool. The important thing is that we are not at the we're not anywhere close to the point where warrior becomes basically immortal. Where warrior starts going, I don't need a healer. I am the healer. I don't remember how this fight is different now. Other than that, we no longer fire the cannons at a guy who descends from behind us. Are you casting Typhoon at me, sir? Ah, behold as I dodge your Typhoon. Oh, shit. 3 of them. sure that's a very scary mechanic when you're running this for the first time. Yeah, all these old dungeons are kind of, I don't know, I can kind of run them on autopilot. I think the first dungeon where mechanics start to get like actually stressful is I would say Keeper of the Lake. You only took away my illusionary thrill of battle hit points. Good job, loser. Give me that treasure. Oh yeah. I got the red chainmail that I can do the Haurchefant cosplay. Guess I'm just gonna eat that. That's okay. That's why Mama Zabak gave me hella hit points. That's how it works. When I was born, the doctor in my village was like, "This baby has the biggest head of any baby that I've ever seen. What the hell? He's gonna grow up to be a genius, or some kind of idiot savant murder cryptid." Just a big dumb lump of crap who will Kool-Aid man his way through all obstacles in life. Oh, treasure. Oh, treasure I already have. Oh, that's Zern. Okay. See, I knew that handle from Kikina's streams, but I did not know to associate that handle with you. Okay, cool, cool. Dragons. You're the last dragons. These three poor dragons are like, okay, so he's killed like 150 of our kin, including the two strongest guys who were in here. But we got this here at the very last entrance. Like, yeah, we're the ones who are gonna take him down. For real. Nope. Yeah, like some of these dragons were probably friendly. Some of these dragons were cool folks. Look, it's the Enterprise. Yes, just beyond that enormous sleeping dragon. The dragon's not our concern. We've come for the airship, and only the airship. Sid, you and I will sneak aboard the Enterprise and prepare it for launch. Siege, you stay here and keep an eye on the beast. If it wakes, we may need you to provide a distraction until we're ready to depart. You can manage that, can't you? Piss off, Alphino. You have not earned enough of my goodwill yet to be that snotty with me. Someday we will be bros. But right now you are Wiener Kid number 1. That settles it then, shall we, Sid? As you command. Like, Sid's thinking the same thing. Like, what the hell is up with this dork? So, you mean to slay Garuda next? Interesting. Most interesting. You're aware that her strength greatly exceeds that of your previous primal conquests, a testament to the fanatical devotion of her followers. The Ixal are nothing if not zealous. In spite of your past achievements, I labor to believe that you will be best this foe. Yet only a fool would underestimate the great bringer of light, slayer of Ifrit, bane of Titan. If any mortal is capable of defeating the Lady of the Vortex, it is you. Win or lose, the battle should at least make for an entertaining spectacle, assuming, of course, you live that long. Why am I itchy and covered in darkness? Alphino, the dragon! You found it all. This long-ass cutscene will not finish. Let us see how well your blasphemous gift serve you this time, Crystal Bearer. Alright, trust peeps, we ready to rock? We better be, because it's happening. Ooh, that tickles. Frost Dragon Isgibind. Isgibind. I don't know how your name is supposed to be pronounced. You were too busy biting me and to have a polite discussion about it. So apologies. He's doing some damage. Oh. No, not the rhyme reef. Yuck. Excuse me. Don't you point your butthole at me. You are not a friendly house cat. I will not tolerate that behavior. Yeah. Yeah, the whole dropping ice patches all over the battlefield did make it a little bit more interesting, but that probably would have made the NPCs freak out. On the other hand, he does the ice lines like a million more times. Or maybe it's just that the teams of player characters kill him faster. Nope. Pop that early. Oh well. Whoa! I'm gonna dissolve into grape Kool-Aid. No, I'm sure it was causing scripting issues for the trusts that they figured like getting NPCs to recognize when they're standing in recurring effect fields. Obviously, I can't speak to the specifics of FF14's engine, but I know the City of Heroes devs who I had more personal contact with as a former employee. That like patch effects on the ground were their great bane for programming NPCs. That they would always make NPCs behave in super weird ways. And so they eventually just decided to avoid including them at all in any battle where there were friendly NPCs. Oh yeah, good job, team. I didn't go over and say good job to them, but I meant to say good job to them, so I hope they knew that. And like, if your team is going to be the actual Scions of the Seventh Dawn, it's worth your time to work your way through all those weird bugs. But if it's just going to be these three nameless doofuses, then it's probably a lot easier to just retool the whole fight. And another crystal for my Kingdom Hearts prologue board. Darkness. And hearts. And friendship with a duck. It looks like I am missing only the Crystal of Wind. I wonder where we're going next. Siege! Siege, are you alright? Speak to me. What? Sorry. Acid flashback. Troll be praised, I feared the beast had injured you. I see now why the others rated you so highly. When you were caught in the midst of that etheric bubble with the dragon, I was all but certain my next mission would be to find... Thank the gods for sparing me that inconvenience. I have quite enough to do already. Reminds me, Sid is working on the Enterprise as we speak. Let's go and see what he has to say. What say you, Sid? Will she fly? Yes, though it will not be a pleasant ride. Well, I dare say it will be no more unpleasant than staying here. 'Tis a pity the Enterprise is not in a better state. But if she'll allow us to quit this place, I shall not. If all are in agreement, let us return to Gridania. Though I would like nothing more than to set course for the Howling Eye. Its is in no condition to storm. She must needs be repaired if we are to proceed with our mission. Must needs be. Take a drink. This is also familiar. I know this airship. If I could just... it's no use. Let's go. The buzzsaw mounted on the back of this thing, it's such a weird... Like, what do you use that for? Or is that actually supposed to be a stabilizing propeller, like on a helicopter? I don't know. How I have longed for the more agreeable climate of the Twelveswood. Yet I will not deny the Holy See had its charms. Endless detours aside, our Ishgardian jaunt proved quite an adventure. Alas, our work is far from done. We still have an airship to repair and a primal to slay. No rest for the heroic, eh? Alright, I'm gonna take 5 to refresh my beverage. I will be back in a matter of minutes. And I return with a peanut butter sandwich. Oh, I forgot to read the, never mind. Into the eye of the storm. Sid appears to be deep in thought. It calms me to look at her. It's as though I've been reunited with a part of me I never knew was missing. Hardly surprising. You did design and build her. Yeah, the completely inexplicable time travel goggles scene. I bear good news. The Seed Seers have granted our request to house the Enterprise. We may take as long as we require to repair her. Of course, it would be rank folly to take one moment more than we require. Garuda, lest we forget, grows stronger by the hour. If we're to have any hope of wresting this benighted realm from her talons, it must needs be soon. It must needs be. Take a shot. Though I'm no expert on the workings of airships, the Enterprise suffered much from her time in the wilderness. Am I not correct, Sid? You are. Frankly, it's a miracle she carried us this far. As you know, the Howling Eye is encircled by a raging tempest apt to turn proud trees to matchwood. Our end before it begins if the Enterprise cannot weather the storm. Given time, I believe I can fully repair her. But if this tempest is as fearsome as you say, even that may not be enough. Confound it. There must be a way to brave the fury of the elements. The elements? But of course, that's it. We work upon the element itself. Using the power of a corrupted crystal, we could clear a path through the storm and spare the Enterprise a battering. I see. You propose to utilize the properties of a crystal to alter the elemental aspect of the barrier. It seems so childishly simple in retrospect. Way to shit on his plan, Alphino. But mayhap not to you, Siege. We speak... Oh, hey. Wouldn't be an Alphino scene in a Realm Reborn without some condescending bullshit thrown in there. Thanks for trusting me there, buddy. But I'm a level 90 machinist as well. You may not be aware. But mayhaps not to you, Siege. We speak of the manifestations of over-aspected ether that can be found throughout Eorzea. Since the calamity disrupted the land's etheric currents, such crystals have become comparatively commonplace. Which has been a cause of great woe, as they're known to warp etheric energies, including those of living organisms. The point is, we could theoretically use a corrupted crystal to convert the wind aspect ether comprising Garuda's barrier into an ether of another aspect, one she cannot control. With certain modifications, the Enterprise should be able to deliver us to the Howling Eye in comfort, however hard Garuda blows. We're getting ahead of ourselves. All of this rests upon our ability to procure a crystal with the necessary properties. Have you any idea where we might acquire one? No, but I know a man who might. A scholar by the name of Lambertien, who resides in Camp Drybone. Strange as it may sound, I met him during my time at the church. Well, Mark met him, I suppose, whether out of pity or out of want of a more willing listener. He would talk to me for hours at a time about his etheric studies, corrupted crystals being his pet subject. It was the result of these conversations that poor Mark was observed to possess an uncommon knack for theoretical science. Siege, I need you to return to Thanalan and seek out this scholar. Sid and I will set about repairing the Enterprise in your absence. 'Tis 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 ' thinking snot-nosed 12-year-old giving me orders. I'll go, but I'll drag my feet. Well, I'll hurry, but I'll be real resentful about hurrying. I'll take a real long time getting my cursor to focus in on the aetherite. That'll show you, Alphino. You're not the boss of me. Alright, see you later. Oh, yeah, he's right over here. He's not up at the church. Ride my elephant into the infirmary. Whoa, crap. Well, yes, I am Professor Lambertien. Beg pardon, you wish to hear about my research on corrupted crystals? Truly! Well, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to discuss my work with a fellow man of science. Sealed with science. Professor Lambertien is about to show you something you will never forget. Ah, so rare it is to find a fellow intellectual in this region. It is even rarer to find one capable of comprehending the nature of corrupted crystals. Come to think of it, there was another, a hermit to whom the church had given sanctuary. Curious fellow. Unsociable, rather daft at first impression, yet possessed of an amazing affinity towards scientific pursuits. But to the matter at hand, did you say you wished not to conduct field observations, but to harvest a corrupted crystal? Hey, gads, man. At least take the necessary precautions so that you do not suffer from exposure to its harmful energies. I'm beginning to wonder if you have sufficient qualifications to handle such hazardous materials. But that's why I came to you, jackass. Still, your ignorance is somehow endearing. Luckily for you, I have precisely the means by which these inherent dangers may be averted. Simply store the crystal you seek within this warded pot to protect yourself from its deleterious effects. Though I suspect you will be bombarded with its energies until you place it within the vessel. Well, perhaps it shall motivate you to work. In any case, take the pot to Hahasako, a student of mine monitoring the flow of ether at Highbridge. Explain to him your request, and he shall instruct you in the finer points of crystal harvesting. Behold my fancy new gorilla mount. Rather than run more Moogle's tombstones, I just bought everything eventually. The joy of being rich as hell. Giving back to the community. That gil is going to other players. How many times must I be made to explain myself? I'm not contemplating suicide, you imbecile. I've chosen this precise position to perform scientific measurements. Alright. What do you think about this pot? What have we here? A containment vessel? Why, this is the handiwork of Professor Lambertien. You thieving knave, I shall call for the... Oh, you say the man himself lent it to you. Then you must have sought me out per his instruction, which means he believes me experienced enough to expound upon his explanations. At last, the recognition I so rightfully deserve. With the utmost care, Hahasako is trying very hard to contain his excitement and is failing. Lambertaint. O frabjous day, Kalu Kalay, that I shall be chosen to guide this man. Yes, I, Hahasako, greatest of Professor Lambertaint's pupils, shall see that you successfully quarry your quarry. Your timing is impeccable. In fact, for I was just preparing to procure corrupted crystals from the burning wall for my personal research. There, the devastating destruction caused by the calamity has blessed us with a bounty of sublime specimens. But something tells me that naught but a perfect peace will satisfy your high standards, in which case you must needs descend into the deepest depths. Amidst the flowing water of murderous Maronites lies the most fantastic formation I have found thus far. Take this highly advanced researcher's tool and use it to separate a small fragment from the large cluster. Place it within the warded pot and bear it back to me for inspection. The path which leads from Burgundy Falls to the base of the burning wall is treacherous and terrifying, but advance with appropriate caution and you shall certainly survive. I will advance with my sweet albino griffin. Bruh. What's up, Kazakh? My friend from the Black Mage quests. This ain't the right way. This ain't the right way at all. Man, screw this. I'm flying down. Clear out these mirror knights. Excuse me. Big spiky owl. I think you dropped something. Was it this fist? You too. How dare you be in your natural habitat, just peacefully shuffling around while I was trying to do a thing. Oh, I have to actually get the crystal. Damn it! These two parts. Okay. I'll just fly out of here. We have seen enough of the burning wall. I see you've come galumphing back. Have you the crystal then? What a prodigiously large and lovely crystal. Professor Lambertien will doubtless chortle with joy when you present it to him in person. Oh, and upon your return, do remember to recount how I helped you with your harvesting. Yeah, I'll do that. Haha, Sako, I'll be sure to mention that you are the best guy who has ever helped me. Ah! My keen scholar's sense tells me that you've obtained a corrupted crystal. Am I right? If you would grant me a moment to examine the crystal. Ah, it's as you desired. A corrupted crystal overflowing with wind-aspected ether. Remind me, for what purpose did you intend to use this crystal again? What? To breach a barrier comprised of wind-aspected ether? Oh dear. That may prove problematic, as this crystal would only serve to strengthen the barrier. I suppose I'm at fault for not inquiring into your objectives from the start. Had I known your intent, I would have never sent you to Hahasako. That's good, because his conversational quirk of quoting the Jabberwocky poem from Alice in Wonderland was kind of irritating and makes me not to want to be his friend, really. But what is science if not trial and error? And can you truly say that this failure has taught you nothing? Think, man. You now understand the methods necessary to safely collect a corrupted crystal. You'll doubtless have no difficulty doing so once more. What's more, the crystal you collected can serve as an invaluable resource for the ethereal studies conducted by the students of Baldesion. You've heard of them? Well, I don't mean to boast, but I have a professional relationship with the organization. Not as equals, of course. I would never be so bold as to claim that level of expertise. Are you all right? Your eyes seem to have glazed over for a moment. Anyway, I shan't keep you from your task. You've still a corrupted crystal to find. A promising prospect. Professor Lembertain knows where you might find the crystal you seek. Corrupted crystals of sufficient size and strength are not all that common, I fear. Fortunately, one of my other students, Sienna, claims to have discovered another promising site in eastern Lonosia. Wait, that's not correct. Eastern Lonosia was where she was nearly killed when wandering too close to an imperial castrum. Haha! Now that made for an amusing anecdote. It was western Lonosia. Pharos Sirius, on the Isles of Umbra to be precise. I can't recall her exact reasoning, something to do with one of Dalamud's talons or some such nonsense. What I can say for certain is that she's still in Ailport, attempting to gain access to the Isles. Why not travel there and see if Sienna's inquiries bear fruit? If you can look past the crass and violent ways of the local pirates, you might find your time there to be quite pleasurable. Oh, and do not forget to take your makeshift warded pot, lest you think you unprepared for the task. Those are you crude and violent ways of the local pirates. Whatever. Going to Ailport, gonna get wasted. Okay, thanks, extremely dramatic Ifrit horse music. Corrupted crystals. Sir, I've no interest in being the butt of your jokes. So if you've no other reason for addressing me, kindly leave me be. Well, I'll be damned. Professor Lambertian did send you. Beg your pardon, it seems we got off on the wrong foot. I'm Sienna, greatest of the professor's pupils, which is doubtless why he bid you seek me out. Indeed, I am an accomplished scholar with an extensive background in... Oh, gods, just listen to me prattle on and on. I must have given this introduction a dozen times by now. Just tell me what's up, lady. It's probably not pirates. Sienna is frustrated with the progress of her research. As I told the professor in my many missives, I believe that the area surrounding Pharos Sirius is replete with corrupted crystals of exceptional strength. Unfortunately, I've yet to test my hypothesis, as all access to the Isles of Umbra is prohibited at present, for reasons unknown to me. You see, my attempts to acquire this information are often met with annoyance and disdain. It's rather puzzling, since I always take the time to explain my motivations in great detail to the subjects of my questioning. Mayhap you will have better luck wresting information from these yellow jackets. I've all but given up at this point. Okay, I didn't really need my mount for this, but okay. Nah, you startled me. Don't you know better than to sneak up on a person at a time like this? What with all the fatuous gossip of spirits and specters haunting the Isles of Umbra. Just because I know it's nonsense doesn't make it any less frightening. I see. Ghosts. You're keen on traveling to the Isles of Umbra? Bloody hells, lad. Are you drunk or just crazy? Ain't nothing there but death, death, and more death. Thank you. You've been most enlightening. The Isles of Umbra? What interest have you in that godforsaken place? Ever since we were forced to abandon Pharaoh Sirius, the Isles have become naught more than a graveyard for ships unable to navigate the shores, and a purgatory for the souls dragged down to the depths with them. Yep. See you later, Bahamut. Riding on my robot frog. Ah, Siege, you've returned. Tell me of your findings. Really? Infested with the undead, you say? That is a very, very interesting development. Excuse me for a moment while I gather my thoughts. Representing the representative. Sienna seems to have regained her composure. Well, worry not, my friend. I've given your findings some thought, and I've concluded that this talk of spirits is not more than local folklore. As for why all travel to the Isles of Umbra is restricted, well, mayhap it's considered too dangerous, owing to the abandonment of Pharaoh Sirius. Yes, well, anyway, while you were questioning those yellow jackets, I paid a visit to the local pub, since even an esteemed scholar like myself enjoys dulling her wits on occasion. It was there that I heard tell of a man named Skiffrin, who was recently detained after returning from, wait for it, the Isles of Umbra. This is the first I've heard of someone actually traveling to and from there, so I'm curious as to how he obtained permission. Mind having a chat with him in my stead? He was arrested, after all, so I'm somewhat reticent to approach him myself. I have to go back. She calls to me, sings to me. Ugh. Tell Mimido I'm sorry. Give him this. He was right. Or you could release me. Yes, release me. Go and tell her. Let me go to her. All right. So that guy's high on the crack, the drugs. Somebody's leveling as a rogue. What did Skiffrin have to say? That's not terribly helpful. I couldn't care less how much he misses his favorite bar wench. But what was that about a man named Mimidoa? Wait, I know that name. That's that bastard who grabbed my arse the other day at the pub. Well, if you want to give him that feather, be my guest. I'm not going anywhere near him in his wandering hands. Real. I'm going to rough him up on your behalf. That's an unacceptable behavior. Mimidoa, I come to you on this big wet bird. Do not grab ladies' butts. What the hell is wrong with you? Another initiate, are you? No, then what are you? Speak up, son, I can't hear you. Yeah, bugger me. Is this what I think it is? Nah, it couldn't be. You found this, you say? Where'd you say you found it? Skiffrin, you say? I was hoping to have a word with the lad, but it sounds like they're not left twixt his ears. He was supposed to help patch up Pharaoh's Sirius, he was. The company sent me to supervise the lot of them. Weren't getting work done on their own, see? Half of them walked off, half of them ran off, and half of them up and vanished. That's three halves, my dude. If you're there to oversee your work production, maybe you should get good at math. What's that? You be looking for passage to the Isles of Umbra. Why didn't you say so? I've been thinking of dispatching someone to take a look on behalf of old Mimidoa. Tell him how the land lies. Ain't nobody been interested until you came a-calling. Whole port's up in arms about spirits and so forth. If I had the gill, I'd hire some sellswords and let them sort it out. But you'll do in a pinch, you will. Show this parchment to the skipper, and he'll see you there and back. So you went and had a word with Mimidoa. I hope the valuable time you saw fit to waste amounted to something. You mean that disgusting creature was Skiffrin's superior? I find that hard to believe, but this writ of passage does appear to be genuine, so it must be true. I must say, it's a relief to work with such an industrious man as you. I look forward to hearing of the discoveries you'll make in the Isles of Umbra without me. The reluctant researcher. Sienna has no desire to journey to the Isles of Umbra. Fine, fine. I fail to see the justification for dragging me along on your journey, but if you insist, I'll go as well. But 12 is my witness. If you leave me behind to be devoured by some horned abomination, I shall come back to haunt you. Take me to the Isles of Umbra, he bids, as if it's simple as, oh, I see, you gotta read a passage. Alright, then climb aboard. This doesn't seem all that bad. I'm not saying I'd like to build a summer home here, but oh, the hell's with this. Here, take your pot and go on without me. You've harvested corrupted crystals before, right? So it isn't as though you require my assistance. Speak to the man guarding the gate. I'm sure he'll let you in. Now, if you would please excuse me. Beg your pardon, sir, but how'd you come here? Access to this island is currently restricted. I rowed a boat. An old pot. I'm not sure I follow. Oh, I see. You wish to harvest a corrupted crystal. Sorry, friend, but you may have to return empty-handed. Sweet somethings. David has a simple proposal for you. The writ Master Mimidoa gave you may grant you access to the island, but only authorized personnel may proceed past this point. Why, you ask? Look up and see for yourself. When that giant mass of crystal struck the lighthouse, it caused severe damage to both the structure and the machinery within that once powered the beacon. Hey, contrary to what the small folk would have you believe, the fires of Pharaoh Sirius were not the product of a mage's thaumaturgy or a colossal arcane bomb, but an elaborate contraption fueled by ethereal energy. Repairs are still ongoing, but it's anyone's guess when they'll be complete. What's worse, all work has ceased since rumors of the Walking Dead drove off our entire crew. Not that those rumors are incorrect. I've observed the fiends from a distance, at the ship graveyard to the south. What's drawn them to our shores is still a mystery, though. I'll make you a deal, Siege. Help me unravel this mystery, and I'll bring you your corrupted crystals. In fact, I shall begin searching for one that satisfies your requirements. As for where to begin, your inquiries into the situation, it so happens that a party of 3 adventurers came ashore not long ago, seeking to scavenge valuable trinkets at the ship graveyard. I'd be surprised if they knew nothing of the undead infestation, so it might behoove you to question them. Don't know why I decided that guy was southern, Just why not? Why the hell not? So there for the taking 5 bleeding years worth of erection their cargo for those queer dead things, and that voice. Actually, the voice was quite nice. You saw them too, right? Dead people, just shambling about, without a care in the world. Except when they do seem to care, that is, and start shuffling towards the water. God, it's that voice. That single fleeting verse. I can still hear it. Stay clear of the southern shore, friend. It took every ounce of my strength to resist. Huh? This talk of an alluring voice is disturbingly familiar, as if... That's impossible. They're all dead, ain't they? History repeating. David is sweating profusely. But if they have returned, that'd mean... Oh, beg your pardon. I was just thinking about something. Which reminds me, I received word that Master Mimodou would be arriving any moment. Apparently, he grew tired of waiting for the lanky young man with the 1,000-yalm stare to return, which I'm assuming is you. Lanky. Alright. I don't know what sort of arrangement you had, but you should probably go and explain yourself. What's been keeping you in this shit? I ain't getting any younger, you know. There's some honey-voiced harlot that's been calling out the folk that wandered near the ship graveyard, and it stirred up the dead and all. Bloody hells, this takes me back to me days as a Canon boy sailing under old Mistbeard. They wouldn't dare, would they? Not after the lesson we learned them last time. Ah, they bloody would, though. Wouldn't they, brazen old biddies? Some folks said as the first purge would be the last, but I knew deep down in my bones that this day would come. And come it has. I'd bet me bum ear sirens behind all this. Nay, not one of the sanguine variety, initiate. I speak of the other kind, them what gots feathers, and lure sailors to a watery grave with their sweet, sweet song. Oh, but it don't end there. No, drowning's just the start. See, even in death a man stays bound to the beast, forced to do her bidding, till his corpse can't do it no more. 'Tis fate I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, except maybe in drink, and I'd regret it after. Any road, 'tis up to you to stop this hell's-born hussy before she takes another soul. Of course, we can't send you marching off to war without these. The siren don't have no power over a man who can't hear her song. It's lucky for you I carry a spare pair, and lucky for the both of us I'm a superstitious old sod, eh? Well, she ain't coming to us, so we'd best head over to hers, to the ship graveyard, initiate. I'm curious if the echo would actually protect me from Siren's song. But, better to be cautious. If she passes near the shore, she's sure to spy the campfire and come looking. Just a matter of waiting now. I'm beginning to wonder if some sly bugger ain't spun us a yarn here. Quiet. Do you hear that? It's her. Look out. Or look, out over the water. She's come. Shit, she's come. Quick, lad. Shove them plugs in your ears and get ready for a fight. As soon as she realizes you're deaf to her ditty, she'll call on her thralls, and we'll be up to our necks in corpses before you know it. All right. Hither, embrace, mine everything, all. True love spurned, his cruelty's reward. Spare, mournful mistress, distress. Melody, last breath of death, the rhythm. Dost thou not, to relent, regret, forever alone? My love, a river, one look, soul shiver. No. No more dark eclipse the heart. I was synced down to 46 for that goat, but those guys disintegrated like I was still 90. Eh, am I alright? Nah, I'm better than that, initiate. Happy as a sailor in a whorehouse, I am. Of course, I'd be happy as a sailor with 2 Watsits if we got it. But you can't have everything, can you? She'll not come crooning around here again, though. Not for a while, any road. And if she does, well, we'll know what to do, won't we? Thanks for the help. Bugger me, I've clean forgot your name. Remind me. Siege. Don't recall having known this shit by that name. But if you're not my old mate, or what's name, why have you been so bloody helpful? Yeah, never mind. Be seeing you, lad. I mean, it was a siren, but how were you able to resist her song? I see, I'd heard that Master Mimido was involved in the first purge, but I never actually, Having survived an ordeal like that, I can't blame him for carrying earplugs around with him. Anyway, I have something for you. The corrupted crystals you wanted safely sealed within the pot, just as you requested. Please take it with my compliments. You know what? I'm just going to fly back to Airport. On my Susano dog. Oh, it's you. Welcome back, Siege. You're looking remarkably hale, I must say. More importantly, alive. You are alive, aren't you? Now, returns bearing a gift. Might I have a closer look? Impressive. Very impressive indeed. Yes, I think I'll be quite pleased with this specimen. Congratulations, Siege. Seldom if ever have I encountered a corrupted crystal composed of such a volatile overabundance of fire-aspected ether. What? You wanted a corrupted crystal composed of ice-aspected ether to counteract the effects of a raging wind? Ah, well, this specimen won't help you there. Anyone who knows anything about the elements can tell you that. We'll just have to keep looking, I suppose. Sienna, you are officially not my friend anymore. The Curious Case of Giggity. Sienna knows where the corrupted crystal that you seek can be found. Don't fret now. I know exactly where to find a corrupted crystal comprised of ice-aspected ether. An associate of mine in Gridania has been studying the effects of one such crystal on living beings. What's with that expression? I thought you to be pleased to hear this news. This is not another wild dodo chase, I assure you. And what's even better is that this time, you needn't use that warded pot of yours to protect yourself from the crystal's energies. Hayden's findings suggest that it's quite safe. Why, you ask? Well, let's just say that it has undergone a unique process that has rendered such precautions unnecessary. Anyway, do not let me keep you. It's been a pleasure, Siege. Come back and see me sometime, all right? We will never speak again. Goodbye. My riding goat is gonna judge you. Well, I teleport. No, I guess it's an antelope. Judgment. Ugh. Alright. I want to push on at least to the Garuda fight today. Which is coming up pretty quick here. Out of the way, big man with an axe coming through. I guess I could have teleported directly to that etherite. Oh well. Tell me where the crystal is. I'm tired of getting the runaround from you jackasses. I don't hate you as much as the company of heroes, but it's only a step less. Greetings and salutations, Mr. Zabak, I presume? Sienna informed me of your adventures in Aleport. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Though, as Professor Lambertain is fond of saying, no action taken in the name of science is ever truly wasted. To the matter at hand, corrupted crystals possessing the properties you seek could be found in abundance at the standing courses found following the calamity. Alas, that's no longer the case, and while there is at least one suitable crystal that remains to be found within the Twelveswood, precisely where it is at any given moment is more difficult to say. Permit me to explain. You're familiar with Spriggans, yes? The furry little rascals are wont to seek out ores and other stones. Well, one such creature with an infamously insatiable appetite has single-handedly devoured every corrupted crystal in the Twelveswood. Fortunately for you, these crystals take an eternity to digest, assuming they even can be digested, and I'm reasonably confident that one still resides within his gut. It's quite fascinating, really. My theory is that Giggity first consumed a corrupted crystal when... you couldn't care less about all this, could you? To the point, then. Giggity seldom makes his presence felt unless there's a particularly fine fodder to be had. Therefore, we shall require a lure, and I have precisely the sort he will find impossible to resist. Simply place this true heart. I shall save the story of the origin of its unusual name for another occasion, outside of the Spriggan's lair, and wait for the opportune moment to pounce. As for the method by which you retrieve the crystal from his gut, I shall leave that to your discretion. This is another patch of story where like 6 different missions that I would have had to run have been cut out. So all that crap about the true heart and everything. And that's okay, because if I recall correctly, this particular mission set gave me an even bigger runaround than everything else that I've done so far. I think it included an escort quest. Hey, it's my old Chocobo. His fancy Thavnarian garb. Or is this his El Amigo garb? I don't know. They're close enough. Down into the pit. Be cool, man. Come on. There we go. I wanted to see how much reprisal would do to him, but he couldn't hit me. Bam. Okay. Good times. Oh, let me help this sprout. Uh-oh. A gill seller has gotten their advertisement onto my stream. Suffice it to say, my attitude towards currency sellers is exceeded only by my disdain for currency buyers. If you are participating in that vile trade, then you are my enemy unto death. Real money currency trade not only contributes directly to the funds of various large-scale organized crime and possibly even terrorist groups, according to research that has been done, but it also was a major source of funding for the foundations of the alt-right. Certain high-ranking figures in modern Republican politics got their business going by directly involving themselves in real money currency trade. I believe Steve Bannon was a force in the World of Warcraft's currency trade. But basically, anybody you buy and sell in-game money from is guaranteed to be a dirtbag. Just an absolute piece of shit who doesn't deserve whatever money you're giving them. And you're also making the game itself actively worse. You're just pissing where you eat. So, keep that in mind. On the off chance that any of you would be tempted by that kind of nonsense. Not that I doubt, or not that I imagine anybody in my my audience would be. Ah, pray, do not sneak up on me like that. Wait, what is that? What is that god's awful smell? Well, I pried this crystal out of that critter's innards. Left it split open for the vultures to feast on, and now I'm going to hand it to you. So, I hope you've got some Purell in your pockets. My word, that is a breathtakingly beautiful crystal. I see my supposition was not mistaken. Ugh. And I also see you weren't averse to digging through Spriggan entrails for your prize. We owe our furry friend a debt of gratitude, you know. The thick coating of digestive juices is protecting us from the harmful effects of the crystal, just as the warded pot you once used did. Why so glum, friend? You finally obtained the corrupted crystal you sought. One overflowing with earth-aspected ether. Calm down, I jest. It's comprised of ice-aspected ether, worry not. I suppose that joke was in poor taste, considering your previous two attempts were for naught. Better late than never. Hayden has neglected to return to you your corrupted crystal. Beg your pardon, Siege. I forgot to return your crystal to you. Well, and there was a message for you from Professor Lambertain. Something about a man named Mark? Apparently the professor misses intellectual stimulation. Forgive me, I should have written it down. It occurs to me that I have yet to ask why you need that crystal. You aren't planning anything nefarious, are you? It would reflect poorly on me and my research if it was used for evil ends. Ah, well, perhaps it's best I remain ignorant. I didn't become the professor's greatest pupil by filling my head with unnecessary information. To the airships. Airship landing, there we go. Greetings, sir. Do you wish to proceed to your vessel? Yep. It's time. Time to fight. All repairs and modifications have been completed, Siege. Once you bring me that crystal, nothing will stand between us and Garuda. There you go. It's all covered in guts. Guts and juices. Mmm. We'll need to run some tests to be sure, but this looks to be exactly what we need. Worry not, Siege. I'll see that your hard work doesn't go to waste. Yep. Yep. The Enterprise is already more than a common airship. But mark my words, soon it'll become something greater, something extraordinary. This is me. This is what I was born to do. When I look at her, I feel as though I've come home. I can think of no other way to express it. Lady of the Vortex. With Sid's modifications now installed, the Enterprise is finally ready to make the journey to the Howling Eye. According to my tests, the device is now functioning in perfect harmony with the crystal, meaning we can leave whenever you're ready. But you must understand, tests can only tell one so much. Until we approach the Howling Eye, attempt to breach the barrier itself, I cannot be sure that this will work. I think it only fair to tell you that there's a small but statistically significant chance that the crystal could trigger a massive... maybe it's better that we remain positive. Siege, I want to thank you for reuniting me with my ship, for trusting in me to develop this plan, for everything you've helped me to rediscover a part of myself. For everything. You've helped me to rediscover a part of myself I'd forgotten. I'm not the man I once was, and I do not know if I ever shall be. But I do know one thing. This feels right. My apologies for the sudden outpouring of sentiment. I would have waited until after the mission, but, well, you understand. You mean you think we're gonna die out there? Yeah. Probably.
There. She's ready.
Ah, she stirs.
I'm not going to hold your hand because the animators couldn't figure out how to make that work with variable character sizes.
Enterprise, engage.
You're not the captain. Shut up.
Damn it. I once flew in this airship, and I was not alone. There were adventurers on board. Adventurers like you. Just how long have I worn these damn goggles? Yes, I fancied myself a trendsetter in my younger days.
With your perfectly feathered Farrah Fawcett hairstyle.
By all, exactly like his father. born and raised in Garlemald. It was only natural that the precocious young student should become an engineer. Had his father not done the same? Father, when did we stop seeing eye to eye? When did Meteor become your everything, and your loved ones cease to matter?
Sid, I am your daddy now.
You abandoned us all, but he was there for me, Father. There for me when you were not. Though he proved no better in the end. Gaius was just another man, with an all-consuming obsession. And so I ran, left the Empire behind and came to Eorzea, where I built the ironworks.
Yeah, I have no idea what the hell this is supposed to mean. Like, whatever 1.0 stuff this may be referencing, this cutscene makes no sense in the current context.
Ah yes, it was then that I first donned these goggles. Eorzea opened my eyes. It was home to so many manner of people, each with their own hopes and dreams. People worth saving, and so I fought beside them. I wanted to prove that my knowledge could serve a nobler purpose. I wanted to prove that there was another way. And it all began that day when I found my new home. I had forgotten how wonderful it was. The wind in your hair, the endless sky. That light. It was you, wasn't it? It's surprising how few people know this, but all pure-blood Garleans have a third eye. Perhaps mine helped me recognize you, or perhaps it was just a lucky guess. The Enterprise was made for this, to carry Eorzea's protectors into battle. I am proud to be able to call her my own.
Sid? What exactly do you remember?
Alphinaud, my boy. Sorry to have been such a burden. I remember everything. My name, my people, and my purpose. Everything. Come, it would be rude to keep Garuda waiting.
Yeah, that... I don't know. Maybe I should ask around on the official forums. Like, dear forums, this cutscene, WTF? Question mark. Maybe it's a plot thread they mean to pick up someday. And at some point in the post-Endwalkers expansion, they'll be like, oh yeah, and hey, one day, the Warrior of Light was hanging around the Crystal Tower and tripped and fell through a mirror with a pair of fancy goggles. Excuse me. All our efforts, all our travails, all of it proves for this. Make ready, siege, for the end is nigh, be it hers or our own. And this fight is going to be as far as I go today. All the story that follows afterwards, I'm going to save for next session. Because I got some friends who are doing a movie watching thing right now. Alright, my scions. And also because I need to go and craft the Garuda axe to replace my Titan axe. If I already have one. I might already have one. Who dares intrude upon my sanctuary? Your insolence shall not go unpunished, landwalkers. 12 preserve. She's huge. As I live and breathe. Over there, look. Amalja and Kobold prisoners. But why would the Ixal bring them here? Hee ha! Laughter. Wherefore comest thou hither, foolish mortals? Garuda, thou come to put an end to your reign of terror. Hear you this blasphemy, my children. These landwalkers would bring me low. You who are bound to crawl upon the earth should revere me, for I am the wind. Did we not take to the skies and slip your defenses? We are bound by nothing, Garuda. You think your playthings give you strength? They will not help you here, Landwalker. This is my realm, where none can challenge my supremacy. Struggle though you may, I shall slake the roots with your blood and festoon the canopy with your entrails. Slay the unfeathered ones, we shall. As an offering to Garuda they'll serve. You can't start your dialogue with squawk and not get a parrot voice. Leave the Ixal to us, Siege. We'll keep them distracted with her. Do not fail, Siege. Remember, you fight for the Scions, for Eorzea. Yeah, that cutscene seems to take place when he was defecting from Garlemald. So, yeah, completely bizarre. This worm would die by mine own hand? Come then, I shall grant you that which you seek. Alright, let's do this. To your combat team, you want to stand behind or to the side. Come on, team. Handle these. Thank you. Yep, did that. But I've got to interrupt in a different place on this on this bar than I do on Gunbreak. Come on, kill the feathers. Okay, they're doing it. You're being horny in my chat, Stoic. That's okay. Since every time the camera zooms in on Garuda, it manages to do an angle directly under her boobs. Like, clearly that's what the developers were thinking when they scripted this scene. What? How in the hells? This is my realm. You've no hope here. None. None. Did you truly believe you could defy a god, landwalkers? I mean, yeah. Kind of what I do professionally. My power is limitless. My children legion. And they have rendered unto me a wealth of crystals. Their gift sustains me. Their faith empowers me. None save my children will escape the reckoning, mortals, and those who would use my crystals to weaken the rest shall realize the folly of their faith. Then all shall worship none but me, the one true God. Of course, worship. So long as the Ixal keep praying, she will never fail. And let's stop them. Bah! That wasn't predictable at all. No harm will come to you, my children.
This is only the beginning, landwalkers. All who oppose me shall suffer for their defiance. Soon the worms of the forest shall receive my judgment. The desert vermin next. Their walls of stone will not shield them from the tempest. And then I shall take vengeance on the sea lice. Their wooden boats cannot outrun the wind. Tremble, mortals, for I shall visit you all in time, and all shall be mine, all mine. You, landwalker, you who dared to raise your hand against me, you shall be the first to pay for your sins, not with your death, but with your life. You will serve me, landwalker, to your last breath. No, actually. No, I claimed you. You should be mine.
Yeah, been there. That ain't how this works, lady. Like, look at the focus on those lovingly sculpted bird titties. Hooray, I've completed my collection. Now to put them all in a binder and take them to the antique coin store and see if I can cash them in.
What are you? What have you done to me?
I'm sexy, and I know it. I can't fault you for falling for this 6'4" of finely sculpted Highlander man meat.
No mortal should possess such power. This is impossible.
Alright, come on. Come on, cutscene. Feel free to load.
Why do you not tremble at my might? Why do you not beg for mercy? Why do you not die? We've done it! Ah! Impossible it is!
Kill you all!
Is that all? O Lady of the Vortex, O mighty Garuda, of all primals the most terrible, I say again, is that all?
Gaius!
Ah, Sid, my boy, you look well, for one who has forsaken kin and country. I wonder what else you will forsake before the day is done.
What?
What exactly did you hope to accomplish here this day? Well, I shall accomplish far more.
Behold the power of gun!
Is that all? Is that all? Insolent mortal! I shall make you suffer! That foul stench! I see now. She has touched you!
Want me to show you on the doll where?
Very well.
Seven hells, does she still mean to fight?
Our Lord of the Inferno Almighty, brought us succor in our hour of need.
Save us, Titan, Lord of Crags! It hurts us so! The pain! The pain!
What is she? 12 preserve. She cannot mean to...
One metaphysical fact that I don't think the game ever spells out explicitly, but I'm pretty sure is true, is that the ether that you get from a live sacrifice is way more potent than what you get from just crystals. So yeah, just straight up killing like 3 or 4 kobolds and 3 or 4 Amalja gets you a whole primals.
Stop gawping, boy. We must run.
Surrender yourselves unto me. I would feast upon your ether. None shall stand against the wind.
Bear witness to the glory of the Empire! It is you who will suffer, Garuda. Ancient Alleg had ways of dealing with your kind. Now, look on their ultimate weapon, Icon, and despair.
One wonders why she just... Yeah, like, you've been a lady.
No! No! No!
Magnificent. It exceeds all expectation.
I don't think I ever noticed that it only grows the wings after Garuda.
With each primal
Did it grow anything after Titan and
it
Nefrit?
grows more powerful. A marvel, is it not?
Such is the fate of those who oppose the Empire. There will be no warriors of light to save you this time. If your leaders are as wise as they are reported, they will surrender. Your skills are impressive, but they will not be enough.
Alright, time to go. Time to go. Hey, Sid. Oh, it's running away from us. That's right. Yeah.
Have mercy. What chance have we against such an ungodly creation? And who was that armored devil?
That was Gaius van Balsar, legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion and supreme commander of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea.
Of course.
The Black Wolf! How could I not realize? Grandfather mentions him in his journal.
I was never so naive as to think the man would abandon his ambitions. But these developments are beyond my worst expectations. What have you been doing these past 5 years? How could something of this magnitude have escaped the Alliance's attention?
We heard no whispers, saw no signs. In the wake of the calamity, the Empire seized land and built outposts, but that was the extent of their aggression.
Damn it, Gaius! Where in the seven hells did you find that thing?
It has been a day of unexpected developments, but the fact remains, Garuda is no longer a threat. While I take no comfort in the manner of her downfall, it does mean that we may safely put the matter of the primals to one side, for the time being at least.
Which just leaves the matter of Gaius's new toy.
Indeed. That weapon poses the greatest threat to Eorzea. It must be destroyed. But first, we must needs find out all we can. Let us make for Vesper Bay. We shall rebuild the Scions. All is not yet lost, my friend, for we bear the light, and shall surely lead our people from the darkness.
If you say so, man. Personally, I think it's hopeless. And I'm going to spend my remaining days on this earth getting blitzed. Getting driggity drunk. I'll smuggle you a few brews since you are underage. Somebody pop up with a quest marker over their head. Okay, thank you. That was an experience I would rather not have again. Something has been troubling me, Siege. Shortly before the Black Wolf took center stage, when Garuda attempted to claim you as her own, I could have sworn I saw... but I'm sure I was mistaken. In times of great stress, the evidence of the eye is apt to be misread by even the most inquiring mind. Forget I mentioned it. Returning to the subject of our earlier discussion, we may consider the matter of the primals closed until further notice. No beast tribe will dare summon the gods so long as that weapon exists. Truly a more effective deterrent I could not imagine. It almost seems a shame to plot its destruction. Alright, that wraps up this week's installment. Join us next week for, I guess, the entirety of Operation Archon on through the end of launch Realm Reborn. Although that might take 2 sessions. That's several dungeons, several very long cutscenes, and the whole wind-up process. Yeah, I'll probably get as far as rescuing the Scions. I don't know. Anyway, it's been a good time. Thank you, as always, for watching.